Moon's has been on this block since 1933, in this building since 1947. So it's always been a neighborhood place, always a lot of city workers, a lot of policemen, a lot of neighborhood people. And that's all we try to do. We try to just take care of the neighborhood.
Can we get a couple grits to go?
We serve very basic, stick to your ribs, pancakes, eggs, blue plates, roast beef, corned beef, stew, just stuff that, you've always grown up with, you're happy to eat. Yeah, I mean, we've been here a long time. We went through the riots, we went through, well, practically everything that's happened in most people's lifetime. Or like I tell people, if you like it, tell a friend. If you don't like it, tell me.
So Dave, you say that Moon's is out of this world.
Well,
tell us why you chose it.
Well, let me tell you, it's out of this world in the aspect that it's a Chicago original. The restaurant's been around since the 1930s, and they basically do very simple items. You go there for breakfast, you go there for lunch, you have a sandwich. I personally like the breakfast. It's not gourmet in terms of, free-range eggs and gourmet cheeses and artisan cheeses, but it's an original in terms of hash browns simply served. They make their own pancake batter, French toast, and that I love about the place is that you can watch everything happen right in front of your eyes. Sometimes the place is busy, sometimes you get lucky and it's not very busy, but when it is busy, there's a very good character and eclecticity to the crowd that comes in.
Karen, you pulled up to Moon Sandwich Shop. What'd you think?
Well, I'll be honest. At first, I pulled up and I was a little skeptical. It looked more like an abandoned pawn shop than a restaurant. So it really took me 2 tries to actually get out of the car.
The pawn shop's right in the corner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so easy to confuse. Once I took a deep breath and said, I can do this. I can eat there. What's the worst that can happen? Actually, I was pleasantly surprised, and not really because the food was amazing. I think you described it well. It's an experience. It does take you back. I mean, that place hasn't been remodeled probably in at least 40 years. I mean, the television was probably older than me, and I was really surprised it was color. But yet the people that work there really bend over backwards to put you at ease.
What kind of bread? Rye? Everything on it? One on rye? What about you, Rye?
Well, Tommy?
I'm with you, Karen, because when I first walked up, my first instinct was to bolt back to the car. And when I walked in, I thought,
Yeah.
is this a
Joke?
And I thought,
I know.
holy Alpina sink, is this a joke? And I expected like the camera thing to happen and Alpina to come walking out from the back. And there was, of course, no hostess to seat us.
Right.
No one noticed that we had come into the restaurant. So I spotted 2 seats, and I had 2 guests with me, so there was 3 of us. So I managed to get over to the seat, and it was packed. It was lunchtime at 12:30 during the week. It was jam-packed. So there were 3 available seats, and I asked one lady to scoot over. So she scooted over, and we sat in our seats, and she proceeded to serenade us with a just composed melody.
Beautiful.
Wow. A little entertainment with your lunch.
A little entertainment, to say the very least. And you're right. The clientele, they are actively participating in creating this ambiance that is like you are on the set of a 1970s sitcom, and it's the decorating style. It looks like J.J. Walker did the decoration.
It gets loud, it gets goofy, and you don't see that anymore in restaurants. People go to restaurants nowadays, and they don't converse with the table next door,
Yeah.
the people down. Well, there's no tables, it's just counters and chairs, but you don't see that. You don't see that interaction. But everybody's friendly. There's no hassle with that. Everybody loves you for what you are, and you can just have a great time in there.
Well, one thing that struck me was right before we walked in, there was just a number of people that were walking around with shopping carts and just sort of a lot of interesting characters loitering around the restaurant. I get the feeling that they've probably been kicked out and were once regulars, but just some really off-the-wall people that kind of at first cause you to be a little unsettled, and then you think, we're all part of the human race, let's just hang out.
Karen, what did you eat?
Their corned beef sandwich, which is really well known. and it was very good.
That corned beef's killer.
Yeah, a really generous portion for a great price. And I had a breakfast sandwich as well, shared those with friends, and got a couple of sides. And the portions are large, the prices are good, and it's definitely an eclectic experience.
I ordered the British burger. It was a hamburger. It was a mess. It had everything on it. It was this big. I couldn't figure out how to bite it, but they cut it in half. And my server, her steady, gentle gaze is what kept me from catapulting out of my seat. Her name, I asked her, "What's your name?" And she said, "Bebe." And I said, "Bebe, how do you spell it? B-E-B-E?" And she said, B-A-Y-B-A-Y. Like, what? You can't spell?
One thing to bring up, you said the burger was a mess. One of their dishes for breakfast is a thing called jump ball.
I heard about
and
that.
And that comes out as a mess.
I know.
too.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. They just mix everything together on one big plate. It's like 3 eggs, 3 sausages, Italian sausage, onions, green peppers, and cheese. And it's just on the plate.
All right, Dave, you recommended Moon Sandwich Shop. Sum it up for us.
Okay, Moon's is a throwback. It's back. You could go inside and have a trip back in time. It's a friendly place. It's a great place for a reasonable breakfast. Sandwiches, corned beef is killer. The breakfast, you can't beat it, and the price is there.
All right, Tommy?
Well, my first impression was that it was quite horrific. But on further, deeper reflections, I thought, you know what? I might go back.
All right. Karen?
It's exciting. Food, okay, and not really the draw of that.
Well, you can sample the corned beef and much more at Moon Sandwich Shop, 16 Southwestern, 312-226-5094. They are open for breakfast and lunch every day. Reservations are not accepted. Alcohol is not served. And the average tab per person is $10.